Hey and well met, Shire folk. In today's video, our team's going to be doing a character and costume creation showdown where you pick the winner, so stick around. Alright guys, so in our last video, we went over our current costume and character creation contest where we're going to be giving away 2 free tickets to Reckoning LARP. If you've not seen that, go check that out. In this video today, me, Abby, and Matthew are going to be creating our own characters and costumes based off the prompts given for that competition. So you'll be able to see our process and how we come up with the background for these characters as well as the costumes to go along with them. I'm going to send it over to Abby first to get started with her character.
So for this contest, we had 2 separate prompts. For our Facebook contest, we had the prompt of your friendly neighborhood blank. For the Instagram contest, we had the prompt of a blank's worst nightmare. So you may have seen that last month we did a D&D live stream after Thanksgiving called The Leftovers. We did this with Skilltree and Living Anachronism, 2 other really cool YouTube channels. So if you haven't seen that already, go check it out. It was super fun. So I approached this contest with a character kind of already in mind because I had a really fun time playing in this live stream, playing as my gnome bard character. And so I came into this contest with the mindset of forming a kit for this character that I'd already gotten to play. So in this game, we played a group of little orphans that were all kind of coming back to the orphanage where they'd been raised in order to have this kind of holiday feast. While they were doing this, they ended up having to get the grocery list for the feast for all the orphans. So in the process of getting this grocery list, they encountered a lot of problems that they had to solve, one of these being a giant feral hog named Encarnacion. One of my favorite parts of the game was our boss battle against this giant feral hog. Because my character was a bard but was also a confectioner who made like little sugar plums and candy and stuff like that, my weapon against the hog was a crockpot, and I dubbed my attacks Vicious Crockery. So one of my favorite parts of that game was getting to attack a feral hog with a Dutch oven. My character's name was Poppy, and so I decided that my use of the prompt for this contest would be Poppy, a feral hog's worst nightmare. So I wanted to design sort of a holiday-themed gnomish look. I used some stockings, some tilly pants from Medieval Collectibles, a puffy shirt from a small Etsy seller, and then my Madhouse FX elf ears. I later decided I wanted to switch out my tilly trousers for my Bergschneider roost pants instead, and I paired that with a belt that I had thrifted from Goodwill. After that, I layered on this kind of holiday-ish Medieval Collectibles hood that I had altered. It had a little pin on it, but I later decided to remove that because I didn't think it fit the look. After that, I added on my little knit fingerless gloves that a friend had knit for me. I use them in most of my winter kits because they keep my hands and arms very warm in the cold winter months. At a certain point, we decided that it would look better if I had more layers, so we added this Bergschneider waistcoat in brown underneath my hood. I removed that pin I didn't like, adjusted everything a little bit, and I think it added a lot to the look. It made me look cozier and a little more put together, and that is the completed Poppy look. Not forgetting my Dutch oven, which was used to slaughter Encarnacion.
Once upon a time, a young boy named Jack went into town with a cow, and he sold it for 1 magic bean. He planted that bean in the ground, and out sprung a freak of nature, a human-bean hybrid, the human bean, who was sworn to protect the young boy at all costs. Some dubbed him your friendly neighborhood human being. I started out with some brown leather shoes, some green linen pants, and a green ranger's tunic from Bergschneider. I added another layer of a darker green short sleeve tunic from Bergschneider. I pulled the sleeves all the way out. I decided to leave the strings hanging to give it a little bit more of a leafy, viney bean look. I added a simple green cloth belt. This next piece I added is a tall green collar, also from Bergschneider, and I would consider it to be the centerpiece of my costume. Kind of ties the whole thing together and gives it really that green bean look. Next, I add this little green hat. I think it kind of makes my head look like the bean inside of the shell. Lastly, I top it off with a couple scarves hanging off my arms to really emphasize that viney, leafy look. I also happen to have a green leather bow, which fits the ensemble well.
So of the two prompts I had to work with, I decided to go with the Your Friendly Neighborhood blank, and I also wanted to go with a medieval aesthetic for this costume. So I was trying to think of what are the roles within a medieval town, your friendly neighborhood butcher or baker or blacksmith, things like that. But I wanted to do something a little more unique, so I decided to go with a rat catcher / rat breeder. I mean, that's just a good business practice, right? So I came up with Rebus the rat catcher, who is your friendly neighborhood rat catcher. And then from there, all I had left was to come up with the costume. For my base layer, I went with some brown leather sandals, as well as some black pants from Bergschneider, and a brown linen shirt from Medieval Collectibles. Then I added a lighter brown suede vest that was made from cutting the sleeves off of a women's jacket. I picture this character as being from a coastal fishing town with a bit of a warmer climate. Next, I added a black leather belt with several brown leather pouches to hold traps or bait for the rats. I also tried adding this long sleeveless vest, but I don't think it looked well with the rest of the kit, so I ditched it. I also added this brown canvas hood. Then this little brown hat, as well as a darker brown beret. I thought some brown cut-off gloves would look good with this character, as well as this lace-up brown leather bracer. Lastly, I got some black metal cages used to hold candles, and took the candles out and swapped them with a rat and a mouse. I also tried to get my cat Hitch to pose as my faithful employee, but that didn't go as well as planned. All right, now for the final results of each character and costume. Comment down below and vote for your favorite. We had a really fun time making this, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on our other social media. Adventure awaits.
I can't take myself seriously, dude. Here we go.